Hello and welcome to this walkthrough of WellStart's features. WellStart has been designed to help you to know what to expect and when from conception through pregnancy and your child's early years, and to help and encourage you to build up a detailed, useful, moving and fun record of your child's journey that you'll look back on with pride and pleasure. For this walkthrough we'll get started immediately, and you'll see we have a number of options. We can start trying for a new baby, we could record that we're already pregnant or that we already have a child. We can also add parents to the system, but we've already done that for this demo. Right now we'll click on Already Have a Child and add our child called Oliver. And as you'll see, we've already added a mother and a father to the system. I'll also select gender. We won't set a middle name. And we'll imagine that Oliver has been born on the 27th of October 2010 with a birth weight of 3.6 kilograms. We can also add a photo to act as Oliver's default picture at this point. So we upload an image file from the computer or direct from a digital camera. And we've got some images just here. So we might pick this one, and you'll see we can select a region of the image that will work as a default picture. So that's all we need to do to add a child to the system, and immediately you'll see that the main menu has changed, so that we now have links to a development calendar and other links that are to do with other options, such as add another existing child, say an older child, or start trying to conceive a new child, or record we're already pregnant with a new one, which would be pretty fast work in this case since we've just recorded Oliver's birth on today's date. The core of WellStart is the development calendar, so if I click on here you'll see that from the date of birth Oliver has been set up in the system with a record of his birth, also a record of his birth weight measurement and additional reminders in the system. So immediately we add the birth, we get a reminder for Mum to record what birth was really like before she forgets, and another reminder to record bringing baby home. Now these sorts of reminders you don't have to fill in. These are for your interest if you want to use them to keep a complete record of your child's early years. We believe that if you do use them, they will help you remember and look back in the future with great fondness and pride at all the special moments with your child. So to open any of these reminders, simply click on it, and you'll see in this case this is just a blank record that Oliver was born today. So what might be nice at this point is to add some notes or to add more photos to this reminder. So in this case we've got another image of baby Oliver, so just click to select it. You can add a description here if you want, but in this case it's obvious that this is a photo of baby Oliver, and just click save all and you'll see that the image of Oliver has now been added here, and then save changes to close the reminder. If I click on the measurement reminder you'll see that Oliver's birth weight was pretty close to the median weight for a baby boy. That's the plot here at 3.6 kilograms that we entered for his birth weight, with the median weight being around 3.5 kilograms. We could also of course add height and other measurements, but at this point it's probably not really relevant because he's just been born, so we'll close without saving in this case. So if I start clicking forwards on the calendar, you'll see that there are many reminders that have been added in the future to Oliver's timeline. These cover all sorts of things to do with development features, such as has baby started to grunt yet, or has baby started to make cooing noises, plus some general advice reminders such as about the importance of babies spending time on their tummies, which in this case appears in the timeline around the time Oliver is about a month old. We've got some more fun reminders, like this one that suggests taking a careful look at your baby around 1 month old, and perhaps make notes on whether he looks more like mum or dad at this point. So this list of reminders might look quite long because it covers a number of different aspects of a child's development, but the thing to bear in mind is that actually you will be using the software fairly regularly, maybe every day or two when your baby is young, just to have a quick check of what to look for in your baby at any given time. So if you imagine that actually you get to just over a week from bringing the baby home, and that's when the first of these reminders start appearing. So you'll have, for example, has baby started to grunt yet? So you'll start seeing this reminder each time you open WellStart. And when you get to the point when your baby does start making grunts and squeals, as the reminder explains to you, this should be sometime between 1 and 6 weeks of age, then you can turn this reminder into a record by clicking on it and recording that you've just started to grunt. So say that your baby is very advanced and it actually started doing this immediately on the 3rd of November at a week old, then you would complete it on that date. If we actually say something more realistic, so maybe your baby started doing it when 3 weeks old, so you'd click to say they'd begun on the 17th. Click on complete, and now that reminder you'll see on the 3rd has disappeared and is only appearing on the 17th, and you'll see it now has a little tick next to it. So you can see that the actual list of reminders will shrink as you move from day to day, as your baby meets these big and small development milestones, and as you record that your baby's doing these things. If we go back to the 17th and reopen this, of course the great thing you can do is add photos or videos. So in this case you can add a video of your child starting to making grunting noises, a sure sign that their language development is on the way. You can add as many photos and videos as you want, and also record notes, so you can build up a fantastic and detailed record. You can also add your own records and reminders at any time, so if you click here then you can create a reminder of any type. So the types are: the dark blue are diary reminders, just a simple reminder to record some aspect of your child or thoughts. We have pink, which indicates an achievement reminder about something your baby or child has done, which might in the future include things like their school report, sporting or musical achievements and so on. There's development reminders, which are orange, and then there are light blue reminders to measure some aspect of your child. So for example, you could create a reminder that you're going to measure your baby's height and weight, say every week or two for the first year, and also perhaps remember to take a photo every time you do those measurements, so that you build up a really great record of how they change and grow. And also there's the ability to create green reminders, which are intended to be medical related, and that might be something you use to remember and record visits to the doctor, dentist or hospital, and any other sort of medical information that might be useful in the future. If we go back to the measurement reminder and say create a reminder to measure height and weight, and you can see you can also create this as a repeating record or reminder, so that you can say, well, we're going to do it every 2 weeks and we're going to do it for the first year, so that's going to be 26 reminders. So if I set that up and save and record this reminder, you'll see immediately I've got that first reminder on the first date, and if I jump forward to next month, you'll see after 2 weeks there's another reminder to take height and weight, another one in a month's time, and so on. So you can see the reminders appear every other Wednesday for the first year. You also maybe have noticed that if you add a new reminder, that you can set specific times as well as creating all-day ones, so that enables you to use the software, for example, to remember doctor's appointments and such like. At any time you can navigate through the calendar to any particular date just by clicking on it. You'll have noticed I was already clicking on month and year forward buttons, and I can jump back, and I can also at any time jump back to today's date, which in this case is the 27th of October. I can also directly select a particular date and jump to that. Other things I can do: if I click on here I can change Oliver's default picture, so as he gets older I can take new pictures and replace that default, or I might choose to keep the baby picture all the time. I can also show and hide Oliver's reminders, or in fact if I just click on there I could hide all of Oliver's reminders. The idea behind that is when you've got multiple children added to WellStart and you want to look at reminders that are just relevant to one particular child. Similarly, I might decide that I want to hide all the diary reminders by just clicking on here. There's also the ability to print all the reminders related to particular children, covering all types of reminders, or I could leave out some of them by clicking their icons off. I can choose reminders between a selected set of dates, so I could select a month, a year, or longer and click to include pictures. So for example, I might choose, say, the first month of life and click to print to PDF, and it will create a file which I can then print on most printers, or I can also email it to people. As you can see, there's not much in there at the moment. It's just basic reminders because I haven't added many pictures or notes yet. You could of course print that out and send it to grandparents or similar. I can also click here, which is the All Media folder, which will show all of the images that have been added to WellStart. So as time goes on, it'll build up to have a very detailed list in date order of all the photos I've added of Oliver. I can also click here and it will show any videos I've added. Videos are added in exactly the same way as the pictures previously, so if I jump forward maybe a year and decide to add a video and add some details for Oliver's first birthday, so if I click here, we've got a few images that are from around that time, and also you'll notice this one's a video. Click to select those, and I'm going to add all of those to this particular reminder, so if I want I can add individual descriptions of what each image shows. Then click to save all, and those will get all added to this reminder. So you see we've now got a carousel of the various images and also the video. Now what we can also do, all these images are stored locally on your computer, so they're private and secure for you. However, if there is a picture you want to share, you can click to open media, and you'll see that down here there is a Facebook button which enables you to share this image together with any description you've added here to Facebook. Just click on that and your browser will open and ask you to log into your Facebook account, and this image will get uploaded to Facebook. So to view the video, you just click on here and that will open up in whatever your default media player is and show you, in this case, Oliver playing. So you can also share that video to Facebook in the same way as you can share images. The other aspect of WellStart is there are links to online parenting resources available in the software. This is bookmarks to relevant parenting resources pre-populated, and you can also keep track of any other online resources you like to use by adding your own bookmarks. Also on the main page, if you scroll down, you'll see we also have some settings. If you click on here, we've got some units and date preferences, and we also have appearance settings, so you can set your own background images or colour schemes, including text colour and so on. So if I select an image from here, I could be very bold and select something like this, and now if I click on save, that image will act as the main calendar background. So if I go here and view the calendar again, you'll see I have a very nice and vibrant image, although you do need to take care that it's not something that's going to interfere with the appearance or usability of the software. Another point to just briefly note is that when WellStart starts up after the first time and you've added at least one child or a pregnancy or trying to conceive to the system, it doesn't start in full mode automatically. What it does is create a short list of the current reminders that are relevant for today. So the idea is if there's any new reminders since you last looked or anything you want to check on or record, you just click on any of these and go straight to that reminder which opens in the main window. So we hope you've enjoyed this brief walkthrough of WellStart. There are various other tools and features you'll find as you use the software, but we hope you enjoy using WellStart and find it useful to help you build up a very precious and complete record of your child's journey.